In the end, what separates a man from a slave? Money? Power? No. A man chooses. A slave obeys. You think you have memories. A farm. A family. An airplane. A crash. And then this place. Was there really a family? Did that airplane crash? Or was it hijacked? Forced down by something less than a man, something bred to sleepwalk through life until they are activated by a simple phrase spoken by their kindly master. Was a man sent to kill, or a slave? A man chooses. A slave obeys.
After hearing that quote, you should already know what game we're getting the platinum for in this video. If you haven't read the title or seen the thumbnail, today we'll be playing what in my eyes is the granddaddy of the first-person, gun in one hand, weird superpower in the other genre of games. It has spawned 2 direct sequels and 1 spiritual successor already out, and 2 more other games on the way. We will take our closest bathysphere down into the deep to see the waterlogged city of Rapture in... Originally being released in 2007 with a remastered edition being released in 2016, which obviously is the version we'll be playing on. According to PSN profiles, Bioshock has a difficulty of 3, will only take 1 playthrough, and should take about 15 hours, not including the challenge room DLC. So with the intro said and done, let's get into it, shall we? Speaking of the challenge room DLC, let's start there before diving into the story. There are 3 challenge rooms, each having 4 trophies attached to them, with 3 being the same and the 4th being a special stipulation trophy. The trophies that they share are Rescuer, where we must rescue the little sister of the room. Second is Collector, where you collect all the roses in the room. And third is Expert, where we have to beat the room within a certain time limit. Spoiler alert, we do the time limit stipulation last for each room. And before you say anything, yes, I use walkthrough videos because fuck those time stipulation trophies. The first room, titled The Iron Team, has us going through Rapture's firing range, with this room having the specialty trophy requirement of rescuing Little Sister without destroying any of the turrets in the level. Before I start going into the details of each of these rooms, they all give off the vibe of the Saw movies where Jigsaw is watching me and saying his catchphrase.
I want to play a game.
So for this challenge, we have to rescue the little sister from a big daddy with no weapons and only a couple of plasmids. And after learning the correct route for the room, I quickly popped the trophies for the 3 shared trophies, which is rescuing the little sister, collecting all the roses, and beating the room in 3 minutes or less. Now, getting the special stipulation trophy took me a few tries because sometimes the missiles in the room would destroy the turrets, but after a few tries, we were able to pop it. The second room, titled A Shocking Turn of Events, which takes place in Rapture's Grand Carnival, with the special trophy of activating the Ferris wheel 3 extra times than needed, so a total of 9 times, which we quickly pop along with the Rescuer and Collector trophies, and if there are only 2 attempts, we get the Expert trophy for finishing the room in 4 minutes or less. Third and final room, titled Worlds of Hurt, is set in Rapture's combat arena and has me rescue a little sister using only plasmids, gene tonics, the wrench, and the camera for the 4th of its trophies. I have to admit, this room was the trickiest even with video guides, but we were able to grab all 3 of the generic trophies, as well as especially one that did give me trouble when it came to the big daddies, only being able to use plasmids and the wrench, but we did pop the trophy. And then it was on to the time challenge, which again gave me a few issues, and we had to save scum to get it, but after a few tries, we were able to pop that as well. Moving on to the main story, we start the game by disabling the Vita chambers, which are the in-game spawn points. We'll also be using a glitch to obtain the 4 different difficulty trophies. So with these few facts out of the way, let's begin. We open up in the year 1960 in a plane over the mid-Atlantic, where our character Jack is looking at a gift from his parents, with the infamous words, "Would you kindly?" And don't worry, as we continue through the game, you learn why those words are important. However, before we make it to whatever our original destination was, we get the title card and then see ourselves swimming up to the surface of the water after a plane crash, and swim to reach a lighthouse where after going to the bottom of it, we enter a bathysphere, and while riding in it, get the introduction video to Rapture.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No. says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture.
And see it in all its submerged glory. And as we draw closer to the end of the bathysphere ride, we hear two people talking on a radio, and as we dock, we see one of the two guys on the radio, Johnny, pleading for his life from some strange woman who then kills him and starts messing with the sphere. And after she runs off, we hear the second voice Atlas tell us to pick up the shortwave radio that's in the sphere, and he tells us he plans to help us stay alive. And he proves it almost immediately by having a security bot scare off the female splicer that was about to attack us, and we were able to grab a wrench as our first weapon. After getting our first real taste of combat and grabbing our first plasmid, we pass out, and in our distorted consciousness, we see our first big daddy and little sister.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel. I can see light coming from his belly. Wait a minute, he's still breathing. It's all right. I know he'll be an angel soon.
We get our bearings and continue further, fighting off splicers, and as we proceed, Atlas explains that he is here to get his family and tasks us with going to Neptune's bounty to find them. Continuing forward, we find the revolver and also pop our first trophy of the story, while also finding the first audio diary, which we'll need to collect all of them for another trophy. And after finding another little sister, Atlas explains what Adam is to us, and then I learned that if you aren't up to snuff, you shouldn't fuck with little sisters. After getting ambushed by more splicers, Atlas says it is Andrew Ryan that is impeding our way to Neptune and tells us to go to medical. And once going through the bulkhead, we pop another trophy for completing Welcome to Rapture. And also two more soon after, one for hacking a security bot and the other for doing our first successful hacking minigame. And as we try to get out of the medical wing through the emergency route, it gets locked down and Atlas says we have to find the key that Dr. Steinman has.
He's the one that runs this place, but I don't expect him to hand it to you out of the milk of human kindness. Steinman ain't that kind, and frankly, I'm not even sure he's still human.
And while fighting our way through, I hack a vending machine, popping the trophy, and another for hacking a turret. While maneuvering through the medical pavilion, I pop another trophy for hacking a security camera and find our second plasmid power, Incinerate.
Light up foes to 1,000 degrees. Warning, fire spreads.
And as we close in on the good doctor, we hack our first safe and get the trophy for that. Once finally finding the doctor, we see him mutilating another splicer, and as he notices me, he opens fire, so we take him down, grab the key, and pop a trophy. As we head back to the emergency tunnel, we see a big daddy get flung through a window and a splicer stalking a little sister, before getting shot by Tenenbaum, the person who turned the children into the little sisters, and she asks us to rescue little sisters, which we have to do anyway for 2 trophies.
Use this. Free them from their torment. I will make it to be worth your while. Somehow.
No! 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 You saved me.
After leaving where we meet Tenenbaum, we run into the first big daddy that we will have to fight ourselves to get to the little sister. And we die on our first attempt and our second. But like they say, third time's a charm, and I'm able to defeat it and rescue another little sister. Then get back to the emergency access tunnel and head to Neptune's bounty. And after arriving, Atlas tells us to meet him in Fontaine Fisheries, so now we know our next destination.
Now you had the pleasure of Andrew Ryan's company. He's the one who built this place, and he's the one who ran it into the ground. Nobody knows exactly what happened. Maybe he went mad. Maybe the power got to him. Maybe he just decided he didn't like people. Whichever way you slice it, good men died. Me family's in a submarine hidden in the foundation of Fontaine Fisheries. I'll meet you there.
We head out. Along the way, we find a Gatherer's Garden, our first gift from Tenenbaum, and using the atom inside, we unlock an extra plasmid slot, popping a trophy for it. As well as once arriving at the entrance to the fishery, we meet Peach Wilkins, who says that he won't let us in unless we can find a research camera. Making our way through Neptune's bounty, we find the camera and also nab a trophy for taking our first research picture, and another later down the line for taking the highest quality picture possible. And with that, we finish up getting the necessary pictures needed to satisfy Peach Wilkins. So I head back, and before I can enter the fisheries proper, I am told I have to throw all of my weapons into a pneumo tube, and then we fight and defeat Peach Wilkins, popping a trophy for beating him. After grabbing my weapons from the pneumo tube, I find my first power to the people machine and use it to upgrade my shotgun and pop the trophy for doing my first weapon upgrade. From the upgrade station, I head into Smuggler's hideout, and after traversing through, we find the sub that Atlas's wife Moira is on, but Ryan intervenes and the sub blows up, so we have to make our escape through the hideout and escape to Arcadia. Making my way through Arcadia, I continue to snap more pictures of enemies to further progress the buffs and get closer to finishing those, and while exploring I pop the basic inventor trophy for inventing my first item at a U invent. After making it to the Rolling Hills part of Arcadia, green mist starts filling the area, killing the trees, and with no trees at the bottom of the ocean, that means no oxygen, so Atlas tells us to find Julie Langford, since she should want to save the trees because she planted them. I end up reaching a bulkhead where Langford starts talking to me and tasks me with finding a sample of Rosa gallico that should be in the grotto, so after grabbing the rose specimen and heading back, we pop a trophy for fully researching the gun splicer. Once making it to Langford, I see her working on something, but Ryan pumps the room with poison, killing her, but not before she writes a code on the window so that I can open a wall safe that has the market key in it, as well as an audio log that gives us the ingredients to make the Lazarus vector. So I set off on my next fetch quest, killing off a couple of splicers in the office to get some chlorophyll, and then head to the farmer's market. While finding components, I fully upgrade my Tommy gun, popping a trophy for it. Getting the last component, I head back to Langford's office after crafting the Lazarus vector and installing the misting control. But while it is warming up to get rid of the poison Ryan put out, he sends Splicers to attack me in the offices. So I seal the doors, and after the Splicers cut through, I get another trophy for fully researching the Thug Splicer, then proceed to kill them all, and after the misting controls fully circulates and we start it up entirely, I pop a trophy for restoring the forests of Arcadia, and then I head back to the Bathysphere to go to Fort Frolic. Upon arriving, we try to take the next Bathysphere to Hephaestus, but it deployed away from us by Sander Cohen. So I now have to find him, but he invites us into Fleet Hall and then to the theater to see a performance, and while there I pop another trophy for 50 successful hacks. And after the performance, Cohen tells me to take a picture of the corpse and then come back to the main hall, but before leaving I pop the trophy for fully researching the Houdini Splicer. Once returning to the lobby, Cohen tasks us with finishing out his masterpiece, so we have to kill 3 other Splicers, and while on the hunt for those Splicers I pop the trophy for fully researching the Spider Splicer, and I decide while already in the casino I might as well try for the lucky winner trophy.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner!
Which I pop after a handful of save scums, and almost immediately after that pop another trophy for taking a picture in every research group. And before getting my next corpse picture, I pop a trophy for 2 fully upgraded weapons, and getting the final picture I finish Cohen's masterpiece and pop the trophy for that, and finally getting to meet the man in the flesh. But I don't kill him yet because I need him to grant me access to a tonic on display, as well as him being part of a missable trophy later in the game. With Cohen's masterpiece done, he releases the Bathysphere for us to be able to go to Hephaestus, and once arriving, Alice tells me I need to find Ryan and kill him since he has the key to Rapture.
Ryan's got the genetic key to Rapture. We get that from him, and we get out of this hellhole. We don't, then you and I are ghosts. Now would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch? It's time to finish this.
While going through Hephaestus, I pop a trophy for inventing all possible ammo types. Moving deeper into Hephaestus, Ryan starts talking to us, so we learn that we have to overload the core to be able to progress to our destination, and while making my way there, I pop another trophy for maxing out one of the plasmid or tonic tracks. After finding an audio log by Pablo Navarro, it leads us to Kai Burns' workshop, and immediately upon entering, I pop a trophy for fully researching the Bouncer Big Daddy variant. And after finding another audio log made by Kai Burns, we learn he made some kind of device, so I had to find it. After reaching the back of the workshop, I found a hidden door, and after going through it, I pop a trophy for collecting or inventing all the tonics in the game. And after listening to another audio log by Kai Burns, we learn we need to collect components for an incomplete EMP. After leaving the hidden room and beginning my search for the components, I hack my way into an office where I pop the trophy for 3 fully upgraded weapons. After fighting some big daddies and finding some canisters, I return back to build the EMP, then head to the core to use what I just created, and once we get to the core, I set off the EMP and make my way back to the Madlock doors that lead into Rapture Central Control, and more importantly, to Andrew Ryan. Before going to see Ryan, I make sure to find all the audio logs because this is the second place in the game that you can't come back to, so these logs are missable. And after that, go to Ryan and get one of the best speeches in gaming history, in my opinion.
The assassin has overcome my final defense, and now he's come to murder me. In the end, what separates a man from a slave? Money? Power? No. A man chooses. A slave obeys. You think you have memories. A farm. A family. An airplane. A crash. And then this place. Was there really a family? Did that airplane crash? Or was it hijacked? Forced down. Forced down by something less than a man, something bred to sleepwalk through life until they are activated by a simple phrase spoken by their kindly master. Was a man sent to kill, or a slave? A man chooses. A slave obeys. Come in. Stop, would you kindly? Would you kindly? Powerful phrase. Familiar phrase.
Would you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
Sit, would you kindly? Stand, would you kindly? Run. Stop. Turn. A man chooses. A slave obeys. Kill! A man chooses! A slave obeys! Obey!
And after the speech, pop the trophy for defeating Andrew Ryan. After inserting the key into the self-destruct override console, Atlas comes clean to me saying that his real name is Frank Fontaine and he's been using me to be able to take over Rapture.
Nice work, Bio. It's time to end this little masquerade. There ain't no Atlas kid, ever was. Selling my line of work takes on a variety of aliases. Hell, once I was even a Chinaman for 6 months. But you've been a sport, so I guess I owe you a little honesty. The name's Frank Fontaine. I gotta say, I had a lot of business partners in my life, but you, of course, the fact that you were genetically conditioned to bark like a cocker spaniel when I said, would you kindly, might have had something to do with it, but still. You know, as soon as that machine finishes processing the genetic key you just fished off Ryan, I'm gonna run Rapture tits to toes. You got it, pal. You know what they say? Never mix business with friendship. Thanks for everything, kid. Don't forget to say hi to Ryan for me.
So with my usefulness for him worn out, he has the Rapture security bots attack me, and so I have to follow a little sister to safety. And once I wake up, Tenenbaum says that she did some tinkering to undo some of Fontaine's mind control, but if I want it all gone, I should head to Su Chang's flat for more possible answers. So I head out to Mercury Heights. On my way there, I get another trophy for fully researching the Little Sisters, and another for maxing out all the plasmid and tonic slots. Once I make it to Su Chang's apartment, I find an audio log that tells me about Lot 192, which is a remedy that can break the mind control, so we now know what our next step is. Making my way through the rest of the heights, I find Cohen again, and this time kill him to pop a trophy for taking a picture of his corpse. Then another for entering his room, and one more for fully upgrading my 4th weapon. And after putting the code into the elevator on the main floor, we make it to the penthouse and get the Lot 192 remedy. But the side effects cause my plasmid power to shuffle uncontrollably, and while making my way to the next dose of Lot 192, I pop the trophy for fully researching the Nitro Splicer. When I find the next dose, I get control of my plasmid selection again, as well as another trophy. Tenenbaum then tells us to take the bath sphere to Point Prometheus to settle things, and on the way back to the sphere, I pop the trophy for fully researching the Rosie Big Daddy variant, as well as another for having 5 fully upgraded weapons. Once getting to Point Prometheus, Fontaine flees through a door, blocking my way to him, so Tenenbaum thinks of the plan of turning myself into a Big Daddy, because the only way to get through the door is to have a little sister open it for me. So I find a dead Big Daddy and grab the first part of a suit control system, so I start my next component fetch quest and look throughout Point Prometheus for the parts. While grabbing some Big Daddy pheromones, I finally pop the trophy for maxing out all possible research, and also the weapon specialist trophy later down the line for upgrading all available weapons. After getting our larynx reconstructed, I find the last little sister and rescue her, popping the trophy for dealing with every little sister. While on my way to get the final piece to fully become a Big Daddy, I grab what I thought was the last audio log to only find out that I apparently missed a few near the beginning of the game, but luckily they were in a place that I could revisit. After finally making it into the library, I find the boots and pop the trophy for becoming a Big Daddy. Then I summon a little sister from one of the wall holes that they hide in, and she escorts me through Point Prometheus all the way to the elevator that leads to Fontaine. But before going in to fight him, I backtrack to grab those missed audio logs, and once I find the last one in the smuggler's hideout, I pop the trophy for it, and I head back and take the elevator to Fontaine and begin our final fight. And as I drain the last of Fontaine's atom, I use the glitch that will let me get all the difficulty trophies, then pop several trophies back to back, including the platinum, thus completing the first Bioshock game and starting an amazing series and subsequent subgenre of games.